every conversation that I typically have is based off of conversation that I have like with the dealer throughout the week, right? Some things that resonate with me or some things that stand out in my mind from the conversation that I have with a GM or that I'll have with the dealer sometime earlier in the week, right? And I was talking to a dealer, and this dealer was asking me based on he was a seasoned dealer. He wasn't a new dealer. Okay. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, guys. But this guy was asking me what type of ROI was he getting from his finance managers. I want you guys to keep something in mind. These dealers and these GMs, right? They're not responsible for your F&I department. Good morning, Wendy. These dealers and these GMs aren't responsible for your F&I department, right? They run the dealership, right? They run the deal, but they're not responsible for your F&I department. So they're not in tune with the everyday, every single aspect, every single minute, every single hour, every single deal, every single thing that goes on inside your dealership. You know, some of you have GMs that run multiple stores and the GMs aren't even in your store, or the dealer is not even in your store, right? So understand this. A dealer is not concerned about the type of deal you get. A dealer is not concerned about what type of customer it is, what background that customer has, the demographic. All the dealer cares about, good morning, champion, all the way from, is that LA, California, or Louisiana? But all the dealer cares about is what type of ROI am I getting out of that finance department, all right? So what I want is my finance managers on this call and in the F&I 20 group, I want you guys to start thinking like a dealer thinks, okay? Stop thinking like an F&I manager, just an F&I manager thinks, right? Think like an F&I manager because that gives you a leg up, right? But I want you to start thinking like dealers think. California, good morning, guys. Good morning. I'm glad to see you guys are up this morning, man. But I want you guys to start thinking like dealers and like GMs. And what dealers and GMs are concerned about is the ROI that they're getting out of the finance department. The ROI. What return on investment are they getting out of the department that they allow you to run? Think about that. And I want you guys to understand another thing. What's up, Mike? I need you guys to understand another thing. After every single deal you do, the GM is wondering and grading you on the ROI. After every single deal you do, every dealer is thinking about the ROI they're getting back out of that finance department, right? They're not doing it in 30-day segments, right? They're not worried about 30-day results. They're micromanaging every single deal in every single day. Okay? And if your bosses, if the people who are supervising you are micromanaging every single deal every single day, then what do you think you should do? Huh? You should be concerned. What's up, Velco? You should be concerned about the ROI you are giving back to the dealer after every single deal every single day. Okay? Think about it, right? The dealer is there to run a business. The dealer is there to grow capital, right? The dealer is there to buy more businesses, right? The dealer is there to employ more, right? Give more people the opportunities, right? While collecting revenue, right? I made a post yesterday that said, hey, you can't take excuses. You can't cash excuses at the bank, and neither can your dealer. And I made that post for a reason. Because the dealer can't take excuses to a bank and cash them. And that's all the dealer is thinking about. That's all the dealer, that's all your GM is concerned about is revenue. Now, of course, what comes along with it is taking care of customers, right? Of course, what comes along with it is making sure customers are happy, making sure they're eating up market share, right? Making sure their business is growing, right? Making sure their employees and their dealership is happy, right? But at the end of the day, the bottom line out of F&I is ROI. The bottom line out of F&I is revenue. So you have to ask yourself, right? And I know this to be fact. I ran the F&I department for 34 stores across 5 states in the United States of America. I know this to be fact. I had 65 F&I managers that reported to me. I know this to be fact, that we're concerned about ROI, return on investment. So I want you to think about every single day, like when you go in there today, like it's just before 9 o'clock on the East Coast. When you go into your dealership today, are you giving your dealer, are you giving your GM a return on their investment, a return on their investment in you? So think about this for a second. They gave you the opportunity, right? They opened up the door. They gave you the opportunity when you went in there and you interviewed with them, right? You went in there and you sat down with them and you interviewed with them and you said, hey, I can do this. I can do this, right? I can bring revenue to the table. I can bring loyalty to the table. I can bring a great attitude to the table, right? I can bring teamwork to the table, right? I can bring motivation to the table, right? I can do all these things if you give me the opportunity, right? And the dealer and the GM decided, okay, I'm going to make the investment. Now, what investment are they giving? The investment that they're giving you is the opportunity. The investment that they're giving you is they're handing you over their finance department. The investment they're giving you is allowing you to occupy space within their dealership. And mind you, it's the most profitable square footage in the dealership. So they're allowing you to occupy space within their store that's worth money. Every square footage, every foot of your office is worth money to a dealer. Understand this, because you got to start thinking like businessmen, businesswomen, along with being an F&I manager. Every foot of that office is worth revenue to a dealer. So whenever you are in a dealership, whenever you walk in this morning, right, you have to be concerned about the revenue. You have to be concerned about, am I giving my dealer, my GM, the ROI? Am I giving them the return on investment? Or am I reneging, right? Like I don't know how many of you on this call play spades, right? You're playing spades, right? I got 6 books, I got 8 books, I got 10 books, right? But sometimes when somebody plays out of hand, meaning if clubs led, right? We're playing clubs. And somebody over here plays a spade and they take the whole book. And then the next hand, they lead with the club. That's called reneging. And when you renege, you have to give up. When you caught and you renege, you got to give up something, which could cost you the game. So you have to ask yourself, whenever you are going into your dealership, right, and you went in there and you interviewed on so many great principles and so many great attributes, right, and you said you would bring so many great results to the table. Well, when you walk in, are you reneging? Like, are you going to walk in and have a bad attitude? Are you going to walk in and give people in your store a hard time based on the deal that you get? Huh? Because if you do, you're reneging, right? You're not giving them an ROI on their investment, right? Are you going to go in there and are you going to fire off at the salespeople if they miss paperwork in the deal, right? If they didn't get the odometer quite right? Are you going to take the correct approach? Meaning, are you going to educate them? Are you going to train them? Are you going to show them how to go out on the car and get the right odometer, or go out to the car instead of worrying about what's in the computer system to go out in the car and get the VIN off the car? Are you going to train them? Are you going to train them, or are you going to have a bad attitude? Are you going to fire off on them? Are you going to renege? Because you got to think about this. Every single deal, every single action you take in that dealership, right? Every time you walk through the door, you are being graded. The dealer is grading you on their ROI. Are they getting a return on their investment in you? This is what you have to think about. These are the things that you have to be concerned with, right? Every one of you, every finance manager that walks into that office, every finance manager, every man, every woman, every business manager, I don't care what your business card says, every time you walk into that office, you have to be concerned about ROI. You have to understand this, that you are a business person and you are a salesperson. And the way that you generate revenue back in your office is you sell product and you generate revenue, right? It's not having a bad attitude. Right? It's not battling the entire dealership because you're not getting the correct deals. Right? I saw a post yesterday that talked about a director having several finance managers. Right? And in having several finance managers, I think this young lady had one of the several. I think she had 4. And one of the several finance managers, she said in this post, was getting the cash deals or the stripped out deals or the old vehicles, high miles, older vehicles, right? So the service contract would cost a lot of money, right? While the other three were doing a good job. They're doing a good job because they run high PVR, right? And I replied back, of course they're doing a good job because they're not taking the challenging deals. They're not taking the hard deals. But what I also wanted to say was, it's not up to the other finance. And her question was, should her other finance managers take a step back and give this other person cheese deals, right? Us in the automotive business, we know what cheese is, right? I get it. But should they take a step back and should they give this other person a cheese deal? Right? And although I replied to her comment and said, yeah, of course, they're all doing a good job because they're not taking the hard deals. They're not taking the challenging deals, right? This other guy is. What I also want to say is it's not up to them to give this person cheese deals. It's not up to them to ensure this person's success. It's not up to them to take a step back from their own success and say, hey, you know what? Hold on. Hey, I'm getting ready to get a deal, right, that has room in the payment because of rate spread, right? So let me take a step back from that deal because they got a lease coming, and I'm going to give you this good. I'm going to give you the deal with room in the payment, and I'm going to go to grab that lease. See, it's not their job to do that. Their job is to dive in, to go grab a deal, to make the presence known out on the showroom floor, to become great at what they do. If the guy is taking all the challenging deals and getting all the hard deals, step up. Step up. Because that's what the automotive industry is. No one is here to give you anything. What you are here to do is to give people a return on their investment. And a return on this director's investment in that producer, because she called them producers, right? I call them F&I managers, but she referred to them as producers, right? So this producer's job to that F&I director who invested her time, energy, right? Who decided to hire this person is, this guy's return on that investment is, okay, now it's time to step up. Because he obviously isn't producing the return, meaning he obviously isn't running the PVR. He obviously isn't generating the revenue based on his perception of having all of these bad deals, right? So his return on investment is, okay, step up, right? Go out on the showroom floor, TO early, get involved in the deal early, right? Go out there and work the desk, right? Go out there and make your presence felt, right? Don't worry about somebody else giving you deals with room in the payment because of rate spread, right? Go out there and grab your own. Listen to me. In the wild, lions, when they wake up in the morning, when it's time for breakfast, I promise you a gazelle isn't going to go trotting by a group of lions and say, hey, come and kill me. It's not going to lay down and say, hey, you know what? It's time for y'all to eat, so here I am, right? It don't work like that. It's an eat what you can kill environment. Success in a dealership, success anywhere is an eat what you can kill environment. We're not here to give anybody anything, right? If you are behind in your revenue, if you are behind in your production, right, then you need to get up, get out, and do something about it. You need to get up and do something about it and understand this. Where you are currently is temporary. It's temporary. But what matters is not exactly where you are. What matters is where you're going, right? What are you doing about your current situation, right? Whatever your ROI is looking like right now, you can be the difference today. You can make a difference today in the ROI that you're giving your GM and your dealership. You can be the difference today in the return of investment that you are giving your GM or the one who gave you the opportunity, right? In this eat what you can kill environment, you have to go out and be the difference. So to take it a step further, right? If your production is lacking month in and month out, you know who you are. Right? If your production is lacking, or if you don't feel as confident, right? Or if you don't feel as certain as you should, right? Then what are you doing about it? Huh? What are you doing about it? Are you waiting for somebody to come back to your office and to rescue you? Huh? To give you a cheese deal, right? Or to pay for your training? right? Or to help you out, to allow you to avoid cash deals, right? Or to pull all the cash deals so the cash deals don't hurt your PVR at the end of the month? Are you waiting on somebody to come rescue you? Or are you being an active participant in your own rescue? See, those are the people that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the ones who are being an active participant in their own rescue, right? Like my man Miguel just said, he's looking to dominate. My job is to dominate. That's exactly right. See, that's the type of person I want on my team. The one who understands, listen to me, I don't care about the situation. I don't care about the demographic. I don't care what kind of customer it is. I don't care what kind of deal it is. It doesn't matter to me. It don't matter to franchise. My job is to dominate. Right? You're the F&I manager in your store. You didn't get there by accident. You didn't just walk in your dealership one day, trip, fall, and end up in the finance department. Right? It didn't work that way. And I know some people who watch this will say, oh, well, again, like I said on my life, I walked in one day and they gave me the keys to the finance office and said, oh, there you go. Right? Go back there and make me some money. Right? The story sounds good. The theory sounds good. But let me tell you something. Your GM and your dealer are smarter than that, right? So those stories are few and far and in between. What happened is you were on the showroom floor selling your buns off. You were grinding hard trying to sell cars, right? You were giving your dealer and your GM a return on their investment for allowing you to sell cars at their dealership, right? You were out there getting it, putting in the work, creating satisfied customers, generating revenue and selling cars, helping your dealership hit goals. Right? So your dealership noticed you and you said, hey, I want that opportunity. Right? I want the opportunity to go back into finance to show you what I can do. Right? And when you got the opportunity to get back there, that means you ended up back there on purpose. You didn't get back there by accident. Sarah says, I'm going to play your video for one of our finance managers. He was acting down last night saying, I can't sell, I can't do this, and on and on. I promoted him from sales management. Listen to me. Play the video. Get him fired up. Get him motivated because he has it in him. He didn't end up back there by accident. Right? Sarah, you didn't just walk in one day and say, hey, listen to me. I got a finance position open, and hey, you, the one with the orange tie. Listen, get your books. Come on back. It didn't work like that. You grinded. You showed why you were valuable enough for them to promote you and put you back there. You showed them why you were worth it, right, before you ever made it back there. But what happens is some of us, we get promoted, we go back there, and we get comfortable, right? We start buying into all the excuses and all the negativity that we hear from everybody else when they say, oh, you can't do it, right? How many of you have had that salesperson that brought that customer back to you, and when they brought that customer back to you, before the customer got back there, the salesperson said, oh, listen to me, man, just get them in and out. They don't want to buy anything. They're going to blow out. They're not ready to be here, right? How many of you have had that salesperson do that before, right, and bought into it? Right? How many of you have worked with a team of finance managers and all the finance managers around you are telling you what you can't do? Right? Oh, listen to me. You can't sell a service contract on that old vehicle with the higher miles because the service contract was almost as expensive as the vehicle. Well, listen to me. That's why they need it. Right? Oh, listen to me. Her mom is a rocket scientist and her dad is a lawyer. She's not going to buy any of your back-end product, man. Just get them in and out so we can move on to the next. Right? How many of you buy into it? Right? Versus remembering what got you there in the first place. See, these are the things that you have to remember. It's about you, right? You can't allow people with negativity to occupy the space in your mind. You have to understand that. Listen to me. I understand the way that you guys feel. And listen, I can definitely appreciate it. But what I don't appreciate is you guys bringing garbage to my front door. As soon as I open up my door, you guys dumping the garbage all over my living room and leaving, right? Because that's what negativity is. What you have to do is you have to have tunnel vision and you have to stay laser focused on your goal, right? Train, sharpen that axe so that you can stay laser focused on your goal. right? So that you can have tunnel vision. Because when people tell you what you can't do, they're not talking about you, they're talking about themselves. Think about that for a second. When people tell you what you can't do in F&I, they're not talking about you, they're talking about themselves. They're telling you what they can't do in F&I. They're telling you how they come up short in F&I. They're telling you about their shortcomings in F&I. But what I want you to do is I want you to have tunnel vision. I want you to have tunnel vision, right? Get it out of your mind, all right? And stay laser focused. And remember, hey, I got here for a reason, right? I got the GM and the dealer and the finance director and the GSM to give me the opportunity for a reason. Now it's time for me to show up, baby. Now it's time for me to give them a return on investment. Now it's time for me to show and prove why they weren't wrong, right? It's time for me to show and prove why they made the right decision. Now's the time, right? It's called work. It's called being laser focused. It's called pushing, right? You know what push means? Persist until something happens. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't allow these negative people around you to make you give up. Don't allow these negative people around you to tell you what you can't do. Don't allow these people around you to make you doubt yourself. You keep on putting in the work. You keep on pushing forward. You keep on moving, right? That's what leaders do, right? Your general sales manager didn't get there by accident. Your GM didn't get there by accident. Your dealer principal didn't get there by accident. Right? The partner in your dealership, the person with his name on the building didn't get there by accident. Right? They never quit. In the midst of challenges, they never quit. In the midst of hardships, they never quit. The harder it got, the better they became. Period. And you need to take that same philosophy back to F&I. You need to take that same philosophy. You need to take that same mindset back to F&I. You didn't quit when it was time for you to get hired in F. When you saw that there was a position available, or when you decided, hey, I want the opportunity. You didn't stop until you got that opportunity. Now it's time for you to give them the ROI. You need to give them the return on investment. Having a great attitude is a return on investment. Getting involved early, taking that early TO, helping them shut down deals on the showroom floor and close deals and eat up market share is a return on investment. Doing everything that you can to stay up at the desk, to submit deals from the desk, to show the desk the correct way to submit deals if they don't have F&I background. Showing them what you do in F&I, helping them out, helping them structure deals correctly is a return on investment. Having little training segments in your store on a daily basis or every other day is a return on investment. Getting involved in the sales meetings each morning is a return on investment. Getting involved in every single customer and every single salesperson's lives, meaning going out to their desk, helping them follow up with their book of business and helping them close more deals, sell more cars, follow up with more customers is a return on investment. And then finally, generating revenue, becoming so great back in F&I that whatever type of deal you get, regardless of whatever it is, you're going to generate revenue, you're going to produce, guaranteed, is a return on investment. That's the return on investments I'm talking about. Being a professional is a return on investments. Showing up on time, showing up early is a return on investment. Not complaining about having to stay late is a return on investment. And in turn, they're going to give you their time, they're going to give you their attention, and they're going to give you a percentage of their revenue. That's what the dealership is going to do for you. That's what the dealer is going to do for you. You want to be great in this thing, or you want to be average? You want to be great, or you want to be mediocre? Huh? You want to be great, or you want to listen to everybody else tell you what you can't do, and you want to buy into the BS? What do you want out of this thing? It's time for the return on investment. Be concerned about it. Be concerned. Stay laser focused on the return on investment. How do you become great? How do you concentrate on becoming great every single day? How do you concentrate? What else can you do? You have to continually ask yourself, what else? What else can I do? Right? David, good morning. Matt, good morning. Sarah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. But you have to be concerned about it, right? Ask yourself, what else? right? When you walk into your dealership today, I know yesterday you were in your dealership and you were grinding hard, you were putting in the work, you were doing deals, you were going after it, you were producing right and generating the revenue that you could on the deals that you got. But today I want you to walk in your office and say, all right, what else? What else? What didn't I do yesterday? What didn't I do Wednesday? What didn't I do Tuesday? What else? What else can I do to enhance my position here? What else can I do to give ROI? What else can I do to become better? What else can I do to help my dealership out? What else can I do to help the salespeople out? What else can I do to help the desk out? What else can I do to show my value to the GM and to the dealer? What else? Because remember, listen to me. They're doing everything that they can. They're coming up with every single way. They're doing everything that they can to come up with ways to remove F&I, right? To give F&I to the showroom floor, or to put iPads and assistances back in F&I, right? Because the less and less you know about something, the less valuable it is to you. Everybody on this call agree. The less and less you know about something, the less valuable it is to you. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. So understand this. The less and less you know about something, the less valuable it is to you. Your GMs don't know as much about F&I as you do, right? Your dealer don't know as much about F&I as you do, right? It's not their job, right? Your GSM doesn't know as much about F&I as you do, right? It's not their job, right? So the less and less you know about something, the further away you're removed from something, the less valuable it is to you. So understanding this, every single day you got to walk in and you have to say, what else? What else can I do to show the value of F&I? Because listen to me, F&I is much more than revenue on a financial statement at the end of every 30 days. F&I is much more than revenue on a financial statement at the end of the month, right? F&I is a leader in training. F&I is a leader in closing. F&I can teach people how to sell. F&I can motivate the sales staff. F&I can build teams and help the dealership eat up market share. F&I just don't belong in the box. The four walls don't contain you. Look, listen to me. When you go into that dealership today, no one's going to lock you in your office. Right? ROI. What are you giving back to your store? Right? Don't act like there's a lock on your door. That when you walk in there, they're going to lock you in. Right? And you can't come out. ROI. Right? The return on investment. Because remember, the people that you report to are in F&I. And the less you know about something, the less valuable it is to you. You guys agree? So today, I want you to focus on what can you do to give more return on investment to the people in your dealership? What can you do to show the value of F&I? Because listen to me, F&I is near and dear to my heart. I love F&I. I love F&I managers. I know the struggle. I know what you go through. I know what it takes to go in there and start from nothing and become great in F&I. I know the fight that you go through. I know that you work the longest hours in the store. I know that you're not allowed to leave until the last customer leaves the dealership every day. I know what your month ends look like. I know what the night before payroll looks like, right? You got to stay there until midnight the night before to get all the deals booked, sent over through Dealer Tracker Route 1 approved, all of them packaged together and up to accounting so that the salespeople can get paid, right? I did it. Right? I know at the end of the month, you're at the dealership till 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I did it. And then you have to be at the dealership the next morning by 8:30 so that you can make it there for the sales meeting. I did it. I lived it. Right? So F&I is near and dear to my heart. Miguel said, listen to me, we don't even get lunch. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Right? That's why we ask people to bring us lunch sometime, because we blow right through it. There's no, what is lunch? What is lunch, right? That's that snack that you get somewhere around 4:30 when you got some deals out there working and you just need to get a little bit of quick energy. That's what lunch is for us, right? ROI. I love F&I. And so my passion is F&I. My concern, my focus is making F&I great. right? Like Trump said, make America great again. We're going to make F&I great again, baby. We're going to make F&I great again, right? We're going to disrupt the prima donna perception, right? We're going to disrupt the perception that says, oh, F&I managers have attitudes, right? We're going to disrupt that perception that F&I managers are overpaid. We're going to disrupt that perception that F&I managers just stay back in their office and they get paid a lot of money to sit behind the desk, wear a nice suit or a nice outfit, right, and do paperwork. We're going to disrupt it, right? We're going to change perception about F&I because it's time to become great. What's your ROI? What's your ROI? What are you doing every day to be greater than you were yesterday? What more can you do? What else? Every day is what else? You gotta know this. You have to know that you are in control of the perception of your department, right? Your general manager's job is not to walk back there and say, hey, you know what? You guys are great. You guys are awesome. I don't care what you guys do. I don't care how you produce. I don't care about the revenue you put up, right? You guys are awesome, right? Your GM's job is to collect revenue out of that department month in, month out, period. Your GM's job is to collect revenue out of that department week in and week out, period. Your GM's job is to collect revenue out of that department day in, day out, deal in, deal out, every single day. That's your GM's job because your GM is responsible for the financial statement. Your GM is responsible for growing that store and growing the revenue in that store. Now, some of your GMs are so active that they're working deals. I love GMs like this. They're so active that they're working deals, right? They're so active that they're going in on TOs, right? They're so active and they're making differences in your dealership, right? They're conducting the sales meetings, right? But their job is not to insert themselves back in your F&I department. That's your job. That's your job to bring the revenue to the table. That's your job to bring the value to the table. That's your job, right? That's what you have to be laser focused on. Right? You got to be concerned about the ROI. All they need to do is see if you're giving them the ROI or not. That's what they need to do. They did their job when they hired you. They did their job when they gave you the opportunity. That's what more do you want from them? Right? I hear people all the time say, well, you know what? I'm gonna wait for my general manager to send me the training. I'm gonna wait and to see if my GM is gonna pay for my training. What? You're going to wait for your general manager or your dealer to pay for your training? Really? You're going to wait for them to pay to make you better? Really? You're gonna wait to see if they can invest more than they already have in you? Really? This is your approach? Right? And then you want to talk to me about how many cash deals you're getting on. And then you want to talk to me about how many lease deals you're getting. Or how many stripped out deals you're getting, right? Or how you're not getting the cheese deals, right? This is what you bring to the table because you're worried about somebody else investing more in you and paying for you to sharpen your own axe. Listen to me. You got the wrong idea about F&I, right? F&I, for your GM, what they owed you was the opportunity. They gave you the opportunity of your career. I don't care if you're brand new to F&I or if you're a seasoned F&I manager, right? With the been in the business attitude or been in a business mentality. You're telling everybody how long you've been in the business every day, like it matters, right? Your job in F&I is to be great and to be better than you were the day before, right? To understand that your job is to give your superiors the ROI, the return on investment. When you're done with your deal every day, when you and that customer walk out of your office every day and your supervisor says, hey, well, how did you do? Right? Because that's what your manager is going to ask you, right? The second you're done with your deal, the second you're done with the customers, and you call little Johnny back there, Johnny back to the finance office, right? And Johnny comes back there and he grabs his customer and they walk out to the showroom floor and here you go. You walk on out to the desk or you walk down the hallway and your GM says what? And your desk says what? And your GSM says what? How'd you do? What'd you do on that deal? Right? What are they asking you in other words? What return on investment did they get? right? They invested in you. What return did you give them? When they say, hey, how did you do on that deal? They're asking you what type of return did they just get on their investment in you with that deal. Because what did they do? They provided you with a customer. What did they do? They provided you with an opportunity. What did they do? They put the opportunity in front of you to generate revenue. How did they do that? By buying the business, right? How did they do that? By advertising and getting customers in there. How did they do that? By training salespeople, right? Teaching salespeople how to close, right? How to walk salespeople all the way through the process, right? How to shut customers down so that they can make it back to your office. That was the customers. That was the dealer's investment in you. That was the general manager's investment in you. So when you're done with a deal, right? And you get up and you walk out of your office today and they ask you, hey, how did you do? How did you do on that deal? What happened on that deal? How much money did you make on that deal? I know that this rubs some finance managers the wrong way when every time they walk out of their office, the first thing that the GSM, the GM, and the dealer ask them is, how did you do? Or what did you make on that deal? I know that rubs some of them the wrong way, but you have to understand that they're asking, hey, did you give me a return on my investment? Did you give me a return? Right? Or did I not get a return this time because it was a cash deal? Right? Or did I not get a return this time because it was a lease deal? Or did I not get a return this time because it was an older vehicle with higher miles? Did I not get a return this time because it was a stripped out payment? This is what they're asking you. Did I or did I not get a return on my investment? This is what they're asking you. So you gotta not only increase your F&I muscle, but increase your F&I IQ and understand exactly what's going on and understand exactly what they're asking. They are asking for returns on their investment every single day. After every single deal, every opportunity they provide you, everybody that they put in front of you, they're asking you, did you give me a return on my investment? And I need F&I managers in the F&I 20 group to be able to tell them, why, hell yeah, I did. Hell yeah, I gave you a return on your investment. When they say, hey, what did you do on that deal? Bow! Hit them with the recap. This what I did, right? Slap it on their desk, right? Walk out, proud, with your chest out, right? With your head up, right? Because you know you gave that dealer a return on his investment. You showed the value of the F&I department. Yes, you are worth it. You made it this far. Don't quit now, right? It's the 10th of the month. You got 20 days left in this month to give your dealer, to give your GM a return on investment. Don't give up now. I don't care what your month is looking like. Don't give up now, right? I don't care if you're having a slow month or if your month is banging. Don't give up now. Don't slow up now, right? You got 20 days to pump the gas, right? You got 20 days to push. If your month is going bad, you got 20 days to push. You got 20 days to persist until something happens, right? Don't give up now, right? You go out there, you get to your dealership today, and you push. You give your dealer his ROI. You give him what he deserves for giving you the opportunity. That's my message for you today. Get fired up and motivated this morning. Get ready, right? Get ready to knock it out the park. I don't care what kind of deal you're going to deal with this weekend. Knock it out of the park and give your dealer the ROI. I don't care what kind of customers you have this weekend. Knock it out of the park and give your dealer the ROI. I don't care what franchise you work at this weekend. Knock it out of the park and give your dealer the ROI. I don't care about what's going on in your store and who's negative and who's telling you what you can't do. Knock it out of the park this weekend and give your dealer the ROI. That's what I want you to do this weekend. Crush it this weekend. Be the best. Be who you know you can be. You got it in you. You got it in you, guys. That's my message this Friday. All right? It's all about ROI. I appreciate you guys joining me on this call. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you. We've been rocking for an hour now. I appreciate you guys. ROI. It's time to crush it this weekend. Thank you guys so much. Sarah, thank you guys so much. Miguel, thank you for being on here so much. I appreciate you guys. It's ROI. It's ROI, guys. This weekend. Thank you guys.